Hey everybody, welcome back to the wild world of Fallout 4. Today we're going to do some more exploits again, and the first one we're going to do is the Your Special Book exploit. First thing you have to do is you go to your pipe pistol and you change your pipe pistol you change the name of the pipe pistol from pipe pistol to Y. Just change it to Y, as I showed right here. And then back out, save your game. And now we're going to go back into the weapons workshop. And we are going to slide our thumb from the A button to the X button on an Xbox controller so that we have both the scrap and store menus up to get the exploit started. I slowed this all down so that you can really see how it works. Just slide your left thumb from the modify to the scrap button, and then you should get the scrap item menu as well as the mod menu. If your screen looks something like mine, that means you did it right. And here's another tricky part. You keep the standard receiver box highlighted. You press the A button to build, and then you finally go down to the light frame receiver and you build the light frame receiver. Make sure you have everything you need: screws, oil, steel, adhesive, and gears. And then from here, with any luck, as long as your inventory is pretty much empty, you should have the Your Special Book showing up instead of like a piece of steel or a pipe gun still or anything like that. Now, usually from here, what people do is they take Your Special Book, they drop it on the ground, they go into build mode, they do the dupe glitch or whatever to store it and scrap it at the same time. They go back into the settlement workshop, grab it up and put it into the inventory, then drop it back on the ground, and then do the dupe glitch to add some more attribute points to their character. However, today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to actually use the Contraptions DLC to help me with this exploit. To perform this exploit, you need a conveyor belt, elevated power junction, and you need a vacuum hopper, as well as a conveyor storage piece. To find these parts, you need to go to the power manufacturing miscellaneous menu, and of course you also need the Contraptions DLC, which if you don't have it, unfortunately it's going for like $5 right now, which is pretty steep. However, it is available to download digitally. If you have the Game of the Year version of Fallout 4, you already do have the Contraptions DLC. It's built into the Game of the Year version of the game. But anyway, once you get your conveyor belt all set up, you need to power it. So I'm just going to be using a small generator and like a large generator or medium generator. One gives you about 5 points of power, and the other one gives you about 3 points of power. I think you need at least 6 points of power, so we're just going to try to set this all up, make sure that everything is powered. Yeah, the red electricity sign is cyan in my game, green probably in yours. As long as it's green or cyan, any color but red, you're good to go. And then what you want to do is you want to go into Furniture's menu and then Containers, and then you choose one of the containers out of that menu. A lot of people just use the very first dresser that comes up. I'm going to use something slightly different. But yeah, that works. Then, of course, you're going to have to get dog meat. Dog meat you can find at the Red Rocket, which is literally right down the street from Sanctuary. If you're starting the game, just walk across the bridge and you will find the Red Rocket. You then tell dog meat to stay near this conveyor belt that you made. Then you take whatever item you want to copy and put it into the cabinet that I used or whatever storage container that you used. Then you click on dog meat once and tell him to get the special book that's going onto the conveyor belt. Tell him to get it right about there. He will then go over to where you selected, and you see him drop his head down, which means he picked it up, and then he dropped it on the floor, and there you go, you got an extra book. Now we're going to look in the conveyor storage, and there you are, there's another Your Special Book. Now we have 2 Your Special Books. This is actually how you duplicate the book, not just reuse it like a lot of people, they kind of interchange reusing and duplicating in the title of whatever video they're trying to make. I'm guilty of this as well, so that's why I changed my title name from my previous videos. But anyway, from here, I'm just going to take one of my workbenches that are near that one house. I'm going to take one of them over to where the conveyor belt is, just because it's going to be really nice and close to where the Your Special Books are. And we're just going to do the basic reuse glitch or duplication glitch of the book. But I want to try to make a couple more copies beforehand. So let's just try it out. I got to find where dog meat went. There you are. Hey, you, stay over here. Okay, because I don't need you to be running around. And we're going to put this book onto the conveyor belt. Let's just try it on the conveyor belt. Let's see if that works. Dog meat, go and get that book. Might have been a little bit late. Let's see what happens here, because I did tell him to get the book a little bit late. I do like to tell him to get the book off the conveyor belt a little bit earlier than where he was. Okay, that's different. All right, so if you mess up your timing, I guess maybe with a little bit of luck, you'll actually be able to get another attribute. Okay, well, that's cool. I mean, heck, if you can pull that one off every time, go for it. That wasn't what I was intentionally trying to do. Anyway, so I'm going to tell Dog Meat to just hang out, and I'm going to pick these books up. I'm going to put them in my inventory, and I want to move them over a little bit closer to this armor workshop. We're going to drop them on the ground, and then we're just going to do the basic duplicate item exploit, and I'm just going to do with both those books. Then I'm going to retrieve the books from the armor workshop because it's connected to the settlement workshop. Drop the books on the ground and click on them. Okay, perception, click on it, perception. All right, so that works. Now that I have both of them in my inventory, I guess I'll head over to the storage container and put them in there. This won't work the second time. No, it won't. Okay, so we're putting them back into the storage container, and then we're going to try to get Dog Meat to pick up the book up off the conveyor belt again. That's why I told him to stay where he was. Get that special book. That was really late. So let me just grab these books out of here, and then we're going to try it again. I think I have 3 books now, so let's just drop all 3 of them on the ground, and then we're just going to do the same item duplication glitch that everyone knows. We're going to scrap all 3 of them. Then we're going to go back into the armor workshop, and then we're going to pick the books back out, drop them back on the ground. 1, 2, 3. And all 3 of them should give you attributes, which it looks like it does. So, all right, that works. Cool. And I don't know. For me, I think it's just a little bit easier to just make your special books first to get all your attributes all the way up. I'm going to load a later game with this character, which I just did right here. And this is after I got the mole rat disease cure. And I didn't give it to the doctor. I actually left Vault 81. And I want to try to copy the Vault 81 mole rat disease cure using the same conveyor belt technique. But because I had to load a previous game and make the whole conveyor belt to show you the first part of this video, I'm gonna have to remake it in this part of the video because I didn't have it set up in the later part of the game with this character. Well, it's not really later, but I'm probably like 20 levels in or something like that. But I wanted to go back to the very beginning of this character's journey because I wanted to show everyone that you can actually do this exploit when you're at a very low level, and it doesn't require too much stuff. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't lying to you, saying that it's hard to get all the parts and all the scrap that you need to make this happen when you're early in the game. And so I kind of challenged myself to make sure that I could actually get these scrap pieces pretty easily. And that's what I did in the first part of the video for you. And this is the second part of the video. I'm going to be trying to copy some different stuff. And I'm using a different type of a storage unit because it's an experiment. I wanted to check it out, but I'm still kind of interested in trying to figure out what I can get away with and what I can't. So I'm doing it this way. I think I made this part a little bit more difficult than it really needed to be because I'm trying to set up this tool chest in this location to make it work. So it doesn't really make the most sense to actually use a tool chest instead of just using an armoire or whatever. But I'm going to do it anyway just because I'm curious. And so we're going to check it out. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some timestamps to where I'm actually doing the actual exploits so that you don't have to actually sit and watch the whole video if you don't want to. Or if you're interested, you can just watch me doing this stuff and figuring certain things out, experimenting with some stuff. That's all up to you. It's your time. You don't have to watch the whole video. If you just want to get to the basic spots in the video that are necessary, then I will drop some timestamps down for your convenience so that you don't really have to scroll through back and forth the video if you just want to get to the basic stuff that I'm doing. Anyway, I had to go and get Dog Meat back because I was using a different follower at this point in the game, but that's fine. We're gonna get Dog Meat back. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna have him wait near the conveyor belt, and I'm gonna start throwing random stuff into the conveyor belt. I'm gonna do the Vault 81 mole rat disease cure. I'm also probably gonna throw a gun in there or something like that, and we're gonna see how that works. And we'll go from there and just check it out. Let's let's take a gander at it. All right, the Volt 81 cure is placed in there. Oh, I got to power this thing. Dumbass. All right, let me go and try to power this up real quick. Alrighty, now that it's powered up, we should be seeing the Volt 81 cure coming through the conveyor belt right now. Okay, and dog meat, where'd you go? Dog meat. Oh, geez. All right, that's going to be a little bit late. Well, okay, at least we know that we can use the tool chest at the end of the vacuum, and that seems to work perfectly fine, so that's cool. So let's get back into duplicating the mole rat disease cure. We're going to put the mole rat disease cure in this tool chest over here. We're going to have it pop out of the machine. We're going to click on dog meat. We're going to tell him to go and get that mole rat disease cure, and he's going to run over there. He's going to try to get it on the conveyor belt. All right, his head went down, so that means that he got it. He's going to drop it on the ground. Yep. And we got the Volt 81 cure here. And we'll check the conveyor storage, and there's another one in there. Now, I'm going to do this a handful of times. And every time that I'm doing this, I'll show you. This is how you duplicate the mole rat cure disease. You put it in the tool chest or whatever type of storage container that you're using. You wait until it gets about 3/4 down the conveyor belt. You tell dog meat to go and get the cure off the conveyor belt. He runs over to about the middle of the conveyor belt. He goes and puts his head down. He will then drop the cure down onto the ground. You can pick it up, and then you can just put it back into the other tool chest and make some more copies. We're going to do this a couple more times, and then we're going to grab all the cures out of the conveyor storage, and then we'll go on from there. So, once again, cures going down the conveyor belt. You tell dog meat to pick it up about halfway down or 3/4 down the conveyor belt. He grabs you up a copy of it. You take the copy. You can go to your conveyor storage. You can pick up the extra copies that you have. Go back to the front where you have a tool chest or an armoire or whatever it is, some sort of storage unit that will hold the cures. You take one of the cures, you put it back into the storage unit. Go all the way down to the bottom of your menu where it's at, usually. Watch it go down the conveyor belt again. Grab dog meat before he runs all the way away. Tell him to go pick up the Volt 81 cure for the mole rat disease, and he will come and bring it around and drop it onto the ground for you. There's his head and went down, which means he got a copy of it, and he's going to drop it down on the ground for you. And there you go. Just rinse and repeat a few times, get a couple of copies of it, and yeah, I think that's about where we're going to end the video. Anyway, hope it helped you, and thanks for stopping by. Real quick, I just wanted to say thank you to all 190 subscribers that I have. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for watching my videos. I'll catch you later. You have a good evening, morning, or afternoon, whatever it is, where you're at. Bye now.